Hey, welcome in Huntsville. Another wonderful good morning to you. Thanks for waking up with us.
What do you love about Huntsville? What makes this a great place to be?
Everyone here is very genuine and very kind and friendly. You never hesitate to speak up and say hello or good morning or just acknowledge the person walking by.
The thing that I love most about Huntsville, I love the peace that Huntsville brings. I love the peace that it gives me.
I feel accepted and part of the town and like I belong here.
Huntsville is where my lovely wife lived when I met her, so I moved here. So I'm pretty thankful for her.
All right.
We're bucking for you in Huntsville, Texas.
Hello, I'm Billy Cauthen, the Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home.
Hey, it's Kay Boning with Tomorrow's Provost Montessori Schools.
Good morning, Huntsville.
Good morning.
Hey, I'm Karen.
I'm Toy. And I'm Denise.
And from all of us at Walker County Federal Credit Union,
Good morning, Huntsville.
I'm now Bronco. Hey, you doing?
Good morning. Yeah, my thing's not on.
What is it? You should be. Keep on talking.
I keep talking every day.
Keep on talking. There you go.
Can you hear? I can hear me now.
Keep on.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now?
Maybe that Verizon guy. Can you hear me now?
Verizon is suing this show. Breaking news.
Good. Hey, come on down. Get the rest of it.
Breaking news.
There's none to be had.
Breaking news right away this morning. Lawson. They're just kidding. We'll just turn it off.
Thought we were going to do the AccuWeather report.
We're jumping.
It's not raining for a minute.
It's not raining. Breaking news.
Yeah.
Welcome in.
Can't get that crap out your yard.
Oh, man. We're already having just too much unnecessary fun here this morning. Hey, welcome in. Fabulous Friday. It's normally a faithful Friday, but it'll be a faithful Friday next week. We've missed 2 faithfulnesses now.
Yeah, it's kind of like missing church.
Yes. Is that a new verb? Faithfulnesses?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm from Huntsville. I can follow anything.
you just tell me and I'll pick it up.
Yeah, man.
And literally, I'll put it in the back of my pickup truck.
I smell it.
Hey, that's a nice Z71, man. What year is that, Billy? You got a nice I drove by and I saw it. I said, man, that's a nice truck.
It's a 2018.
That's a beauty, man. Yeah. How many miles you got on that bad boy?
60,000.
Still trucking?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I like that. You remember those commercials? Feels like a rock.
Mm-hmm.
Was that the Chevy commercial?
That was Chevy. That was Chevy.
I'm trying to think of. Oh, I was thinking of
like a rock.
I was thinking of the jokes like when you're riding in your Chevy and you feel something heavy. You know where I'm going? Da-da-da-da. You know what these are?
Yep.
When you shift it into first and you feel something burst. Remember those?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know what we're talking about this morning, just look up toilet jokes and you'll find out what we're talking about.
It's right there.
It's right there. So, well, hey, welcome in.
I've had pretty much every brand. I've had Ford, Chevy, Dodge, Toyota, Nissan, and that there's not one I could say that was the biggest piece of crap. They're all pretty good little trucks because I take care of them. I don't treat them like a rent-a-car. So
I think, man, I had a Kia. I never thought I'd drive a Kia. Now, an old preacher taught me years ago, as a Pentecostal preacher, he said, you want to learn to speak in tongues? I said, well, that's just the gift that I'm not being sacrilegious. But he said this. He said, well, you say really fast, I should have bought a Kia, but I bought a Honda. And then he goes, and then you change it, and you say, I lost the keys to my Honda. So it's I lost a key to my Honda. And that's what he said. I said, man, are you being serious? He laughed and said, no. And I said, man, you're a preacher. That's, shouldn't be. That's kind of sacrilegious, man. But that was his joke. He thought it was funny. I kind of chuckled.
It's kind of like being at church and not knowing the words of the song. So you just say watermelon, watermelon, watermelon seed.
Did you know that
just flows right in there?
Did you know that's a true fact? I had a choir director at Main Street Baptist Church back in the day when I was in high school. I was in the choir. We still wore the robes, man. I'll never forget. There's a lady in front of me. She goes, I love when you sing. It makes my feet vibrate. Because we had the old metal risers. And I said, ma'am, I don't think that's my feet. I think that's the old beat-up air conditioner trying to turn on. But I'll never forget our choir director. Kenneth Ussery was his name. And he said, if you forget the words of a song, he goes, just start saying watermelon. Just don't make any noise, but just go.
Just do it with your mouth, yeah.
And it works. See,
every time. And try it this Sunday. It's right there.
Try it on Sunday and come back and report to us. We do want to welcome you in as we get rolling here. Episode 276. Great show lined up today. Our friends from CASA of Walker, San Jacinto, and Trinity counties joining us. And we've got someone new on the team that we're going to get to know a little bit today as well. So we're really excited about it. We'll announce these 2 ladies here in just a little bit. But we do want to welcome you in as we get rolling. Big shout out to Paul Oley. Hold on. Let me get the camera set up for you on this. You ready?
We love you, Paul.
You're never going to get it that good right there. That's the best it's ever been.
That's it.
So, big shout out to Paul.
Even got a little smile.
Wait, hold on. Look at this mug here. What's the mug today?
Why do I always get scrutinized about my...
I mean, everyone...
I went on vacation one time in my life.
True family man over here.
I like it. It's from Hot Springs National Park.
See, this is something I didn't even think about. We could talk about every Friday because when Terry Coleman comes on once a month, she has a different piece of jewelry on. Now, you're on every Friday. You have a different mug every single Friday.
Let me tell you how this happens. Every morning I get up and I go to my little coffee pot and I make me a cup of coffee. And I get in the truck and I take it to work with me, and then it just, like a true funeral home, it just goes there and stays. It's dead. So about once every 2 weeks, I have to go in the back and get a box. And I take our old Huntsville items and I put 2 dozen coffee cups in that box and put paper, newspaper around them, and it's what they call moving out. They'll tell you that Billy's moving out. And then I move all those coffee cups back home and start all over.
Now, are they one and done as far as until you take them back home? Is it one and done, or do you wash them?
No, they actually, they wash them and they put them in the cabinet. So I might,
So you're not even having to wash these. Someone else does this for you?
I'm getting kind of bougie in my old age.
Man, you guys are not only taking care of the towels at Rotary, the tablecloths. I mean, now you've got somebody washing your coffee mugs. Oh, hold on, Billy.
Okay, for those of y'all that don't know, at the funeral home, when we have nothing else to do, we clean, and then we clean, and then we clean what we cleaned, and then we clean what we cleaned and what we cleaned. So we clean.
We've got some, hold on, breaking news right this morning here on Good Morning Huntsville. If you need your dishes washed, if you need your laundry done, Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, they will take care of you. Breaking news.
I would highly suggest using Bubbles Wash House for your laundry. It's $1 a pound for wash, dry, and fold.
They're hiring right now, by the way. I saw it. We're hiring.
So I might have to slide by and get an application.
I almost said something like, they're hiring. Is anybody there? And then I was going to expect that. Bubba, that's somebody's business.
That's somebody. We know that guy.
All right. Well, big shout out to the gallery, Paul Oley, for all of your custom framing, photography, and more. Please visit my good friend Paul Oley. Shout out, too, to Elliot Herzlich. We got his coffee mug here. Elliot, you don't have an Elliot Jewelers coffee mug yet, do you?
I don't.
Well, we're going to get you one. We've got one in a box back there.
Can it be bejeweled?
Yeah, we'll put some. Oh, what is it called? Bedazzled. Did you ever have, growing up?
No, I never had anything.
You didn't have the Bedazzler? Man, no. As a guy, I wanted one of those things, man. Those commercials came on, and I was like, I really want to be bedazzled.
Now, I do have an older sister, and I'm sure she had some bedazzled
She
stuff.
bedazzled you a little bit, maybe?
No.
You didn't let her?
No, when we were young, we wouldn't communicate. We were not friends.
What's the age difference?
8 years.
That's my sister and I.
Yeah. I have a brother that's 5 years older than me, he's passed now, but then my sister was 8 years older, so I am the baby.
Okay.
So
baby, double B, baby
that's
Billy.
That's right.
Baby Billy on a Friday.
It happens when you're the favorite.
You are. I was the favorite as the youngest. You just get showered with leftovers and everything you can imagine.
I'm sure if my mother could Facebook, she would agree.
Yeah, there you go. Well, big shout out again to Elliot's Jewelers. For all your jewelry needs, please visit our good friend Elliot Herzlich. He does so much for the community. We appreciate him. Please check him out online at elliotsjewelers.com. And, of course, here on this fabulous, normally faithful Friday, big shout out to Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. They are your experts in celebrating life here in hometown. Nobody does it better whenever you're in that situation. And I know I say the same thing, but it's true. I know Billy and I cut up and joke around. But on a serious note, when you're going through that and you need somebody to help you, somebody that's going to not only take care of your needs during maybe what could be one of the troubling time you're dealing with, but someone that's going to be there and support you along the way and treat you like family. That's our great friends at Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. And, by the way, congratulations, Best
funeral home in Huntsville, Walker County.
Best of Walker County.
Yeah, that's us.
Is it the Best of Huntsville or Best of?
Is it Huntsville?
We'll just call it Best of Walker County. If it's not, we're just going to say Best of. We're going to say Best of the Tri-County area. So if you get Best of Huntsville from the item, you might as well just claim all three counties.
Yeah, I mean we're going San Jacinto, Grimes, Trinity.
I just say the best.
Taking them. By God, it's us.
Hey, you people back in Georgetown and Williamson County, where I'm from, Sam Houston's the best of Williamson County too.
We're coming for you.
We're bucking for you in
Huntsville, Texas.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, well, let us know that you're out there.
I think Rob has threatened to get that blown up into a big oil painting type thing to hang in my new office.
It was supposed to be a beautiful, what do you call those, like window cling, but it's not on the window, a wall. I don't know what you call the stickers you put on the wall. The big, huge.
Fathead.
Yeah, it's like but it's a whole sheet of, I don't know what it's called, man. You stick.
Well, I can't help you.
Yeah. It's just some adhesive wallpaper with a logo on it.
You know, wallpaper.
I don't have any idea what it's called. I'm a moron. I told the other day, it was, in fact, this was, was it? I don't know if it wasn't yesterday. It was when Rick was on. And I said, sometimes I flick right here and I just hear this echo. And the other day, I started tasting walnut. I think a little bit of that walnut in my head got down into my taste buds, Billy. There's something loose up here, man. Some days the brain is gone, so it's just a walnut every once in a while.
Do we need to stop the show and call 911?
Nah, we're okay.
Medical attention?
I'm able to talk. I'm coherent, so we're
anyone that's getting walnut from their brain to their taste buds.
May need to get that double checked then.
Well, just spit. Don't keep that shit. What is that?
Hey, by the way, unfortunate breaking news this morning. Very unfortunate breaking news. There is no restaurant report today. Karen Dimon was lined up. She said she was going. No restaurant report today. Billy is extremely busy. And so we'll bring back the restaurant report hopefully next week.
I tell you what, whatever 99-cent heart attack cheeseburger I wind up with today, I will come back and report on that.
We'll report on it still, but as far as a communal meal, none of that's happening today. We started having, a following of one person that wanted to come with us.
Yeah.
So,
hey, we had a pretty good turnout last week.
We did, yeah. Kyle came.
Yeah,
Jay
Greg.
Money. Did Jay Money come?
Jay Money was there.
Jay Money came. Kyle, Greg.
Yeah, we had 2 extra people.
It was funny because Greg texted me and said, y'all eat? And I said, yeah, we're going to Carbonero's. He goes, all right, well, I'm coming up there. And I thought that I was texting you, and I was texting Greg, and I said, your boss is on the way. I was giving him.
He knew he was talking about me.
Yeah, so it worked out.
I run that.
Hey, a couple of things, too, that we started yesterday, and we'll go over this. We have our 2 ladies here from Cauthen, but we're going to go over on this day some things that happened on this day, things you need to know. We're going to have a segment about things you need to know, today's impossible question, and a did you know. So it's not only a things you need to know, but a did you know. And we got a lot of fun we're going to have on the show today.
Well, Laura to be real helpful in that because I don't know nothing.
In fact, when I wrote a script here and it said for Billy, and it says things you need to know, and it was questions I was going to ask you, and they're all blank. So it's, it wasn't
good. I got a fighting chance.
But hey, I'm feeling a little, I don't know. Should it be Cafe Texan today? I think it will be. I think we're going to give away.
Why don't you go somewhere where I can't go?
Yeah, Cafe Texan. We're going to give away a Cafe Texan gift card today. And you know what? I'm going to throw in a few other things. It's going to be a little surprise thing. But I've got Cafe Texan $25 gift card and a couple of other things. And all you got to do is text in the keyword Hornets. And by the way, big shout out. Yeah, I like that, man. What is WNU 188?
Why not us?
Why not?
The stadium where the state championships held, from our front doorstep there to field house to the front door of the stadium, there's 188 miles. So why not us? Why aren't we going that 188 miles?
Well, it depends on which way you get there, though. It could be 190.
Hey, look, whatever Coach tells me to do, that's the Google Maps. That's the way we're going. So by God, this year, why not us? We're going to drive that 188 miles, and we're going to be there.
Listen, if Coach Southern told you, I'm not going to ever say anything again about that because you don't mess with Rodney. Coach, if you're listening, Coach listens.
You don't want to run laps.
Yeah, don't make me run laps, Coach, please. Keyword Hornets. Big shout out, by the way, to Bridget Maloney. She was trying to raise almost $6,000 to help pay off some debts from students. They got to pay this off to graduate. Didn't know this.
I didn't know that either.
No.
That just totally floors me.
Yeah.
You're going to hang a kid up over library fines and cafeteria overages or whatever.
Yeah, but apparently that's the deal. But Bridget Maloney said, you know what, I'm going to help them. And she was trying to raise $6,000. As of yesterday afternoon, she was $1,000 away from that goal, which was just incredible. She called, and you can confirm this with Dr. Shepard and Mr. Trevino. She called a high school over there, and they said, this is what we need to raise if you're going to do that for them. And she did. They do that in Georgetown every year. Mm-hmm. There's a bank in Georgetown that every year they'll write a check and pay off that debt. They've been doing that for years. That's kind of their tradition. So
what you're saying is everybody that's listening to us throughout the day today, if they were to donate $1 or $2, we could just knock this thing out.
Apparently it was due by the end of day yesterday.
Oh, well, so, I'm sure we could pull somebody's heartstring.
Yeah.
Like, do you want your money or not?
Yeah. Please let this young man graduate. Well, hey, a gift card coming your way today for your chance to win. Text in the keyword Hornets along with your name on the 0 Degree Creations phone and text line. That number is 936-339-0139. Again, 936-339-0139. As always, our shows on this wonderful, faithful Friday, fabulous Friday, brought to you by Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. They are your hometown experts in celebrating life. Do us a favor, hit like and share. Let everybody know that we are promoting the good here in Huntsville. And as you're joining us this morning, we want to welcome you in. You are part of our family here, and we want you to feel like you're sitting around the breakfast table getting your day started. We'll take a quick break. Our friends from CASA join us on the other side. Stay with us. There's more to come. This is your show. It's Good Morning Huntsville here on a Friday.
Hi, I'm Billy Cauthen, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
Here we grow again. Tomorrow's Promise is excited to announce our third location to better serve the families of Walker County and surrounding areas. At Tomorrow's Promise, we are more than just childcare. We pride ourselves on partnering with parents and creating a place where every child is respected, loved, and nurtured in the highest quality environment. See what makes us the perfect fit for your child and their needs. Schedule a tour and learn more about Montessori.
Tomorrow's Promise Academy on Veterans Memorial now open. Visit tpms.live for more information. Education you can trust. This is Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted, family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas. Hey friends, Rob Hipp here for Elliott's Jewelers. I wanted to take a brief moment to let you know if you're looking for someone in the jewelry business right here in Huntsville, look no further than my good friend Elliott Herslick. He's helped me out time and time again, whether it was that wedding band that I needed a while back or that special ring for Bridget. He's always been there for me. He goes above and beyond. He's also a person who gives back to the local community. I like to do business with those who give back, and that's exactly what Elliott Herslick of Elliott's Jewelers does. Hey, if you feel like you don't know what to do, maybe you don't know where to turn, what to look for, Elliott is the person. Again, it's Elliott's Jewelers. You can visit him online at elliotsjewelers.com for more information. And when you call him, let him know that you heard from his good friend Rob Hipp. Again, it's Rob here for Elliott's Jewelers. Visit him online at elliotsjewelers.com.
Man, we got like the rock music going this morning here. Anytime that Kimberly Weiser's on this show,
Oh boy.
we got to jam out. I forgot to wear my long-haired wig, and like my 80s. When was the grunge phase? Was that the 90s? It's like
I'm so confused why this is associated with me.
I have no idea. Just the things that pop into my head, and I have no idea what I'm talking about. So, was that the 90s of the grunge thing?
I think so.
My sister went through that phase. She graduated in 94. Rebecca, I know you're watching. She won't care. Sometimes I spill her beans, but she used to she'd shave her head. Like she'd raise up her hair and shave the
underneath.
But you'd never see it. It was one of the, if my dad ever saw it, that would have been it. That would have been adios muchachos. Daddy wouldn't have played with that. So, well, we do have a guest on the show today. First time ever. And we are so proud and thankful to welcome in our friends from CASA. We get to have y'all on at least once a month or so. But we would like to welcome in Holly Castaneda on the show today. I was about to say Holly Castaneda joining us. And Holly, as a first-time guest, we have a very special thing for you.
Oh, awesome.
This comes all the way from Amazon.com on a $2.99 clearance special, courtesy of Rick Boning.
Wow.
You get the official Rick Boning gift horn this morning. We've already put in the call to TDCJ to let them know this is not the count call. So here you go. Welcome in.
Thank you.
Somebody told me to hook this up the other day. They said, man, you need to hook that up to an electronic button. I said, that would take the fun out of it, So,
Truth.
Holly Castaneda joining us, and you are now with CASA. So excited to have you. I know you and your family moving here from the great area of Tomball, Texas. And I did want to start this morning for any friends that are down in that area, especially Deer Park and out in that area, man, our prayers are with you. I don't know if y'all saw the imagery coming in overnight, buildings downtown. It was not tornadoes. It was
wind.
It was wind, and at the 2,000-foot mark, the Doppler radar was indicating winds of 100 to 125 miles per
That's so
hour.
wild.
And it wasn't even a tornado. On the ground, those winds were reaching 80 to 90 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So
hurricane days, it reminds me of.
yeah, so we just wanted to first start with that before we dig in here. So, Kim, how have you been doing? Good to see you.
I've been good. Life is busy as always, but really good. We're really excited to have Holly joining our team at CASA, and at home it's just kind of navigating all the craziness. I mean, with all the storms lately, it just kind of has life flipped upside down with school being canceled and things being rearranged. It's just different, but I'm good. It's good to be here.
Yeah, I'm in that role. Bridget, I love you to Pete. My wife is just an angel, and I love her dearly. But my role is she's a nurse, so she can't get off work as easy as I can. So anytime there's anything that involves the children, I've got to be that guy, which is cool. I'm cool with it. But it's like sometimes I'll have the children in here with me in the studio. I'm doing the show, and you'll see Braylon just kind of walk by, and I'm like, whatever. You know, you just do what you do. So, well, Holly, it's been so exciting for you. I know, just getting started. Hired on a couple of weeks ago? Has it been just a couple of weeks now? And what are your kind of your first impressions? How did you find out about the job? And just let us know a little bit about the background story.
So when we moved here in Thanksgiving, Laura reached out to us in early October about the Kids Expo. And so that's how I learned about CASA, was that initial reach out for getting vendors and all those different things for CASA, and so for the Expo. And so that's how I heard about CASA. And so I started doing the Google search. Okay, what is this place? What does this mean? I've never heard of it before. And I have a heart for kids. I've done ministry with kids. I've worked in schools with kids. And so when I heard that they work with kids and families, I was like, I got to check out more about this. And then my husband actually found the job opening, and he's like, you should try it out. And so long story short, I did, and here I am now.
Now, was y'all's journey here to Huntsville specifically for this job, or were y'all already kind of in the area or moving?
No, we are co-pastors. We co-pastor the Clear Lake, wrong church, the Huntsville Nazarene Church.
Awesome, okay.
And so, that's what got us here, and that's how Laura reached out to us, because our property was right next door to the Church of Christ that held the expo for us property-wise, and so that's how we got called.
I always love to say, isn't it cool how God works? You never know how, like, these connections and I think of it like strings or something, and you're just pulling, and then God's going to put a string here, and then all of a sudden they intertwine, and then you know that this is where you're supposed to be.
Exactly.
We actually had a staff conversation almost exactly about that in hiring Holly's position. The position was open, for 5 or 6 weeks. It was open for a pretty good chunk of time for hiring, and we just kind of sat around one day and we said, we're just going to trust the wait, and God's going to bring us who he's going to bring us and the timing that we need this person. And Holly, I think, was the very last application that I received that I was finally just okay, I've got to at least get interviews scheduled. I've got to, we've got to start moving forward with this process. And I think the day after I started that, I received Holly's application, and I was like, okay, well, I got to get her back in the mix. And we just had a lot of conversations about just trusting that we're going to get the right person for the right season in the right timing, and here she is.
Yeah.
Well, the role that you have is such a critical role. I mean, everyone's role at CASA is so critical, but yours especially, because you are teaching and training these advocates that come in. In fact, I believe today y'all have something at 12:30, and so we want to let folks know about that. But before we kind of dive into that a little bit more, I guess really what just tugged at your heart whenever you heard about this position, you said, that's something I want to do. I know you kind of touched base on that a little bit, but maybe talk a little bit more in depth about just maybe some of the tugs that you had to really get you plugged in.
Well, what really got me, excited about applying and going forward into the job was the fact that you get to go out and tell people about a great, I almost want to call it a ministry in a sense, but a program that is just helping families that are hurting. And that is just one of my big things, is how can we educate community, family members? And what I love about CASA is it's not just educating the community people like Huntsville, Hello Huntsville, or the Chamber, or whoever, churches around the community, but it's also helping those families. So we have resources to help them. So that's what I really liked about it, because it's not just let me train the people that come in. Oh, you want to be a CASA CASA, let me tell you what that is and get you trained. But I can go and tell everybody else in the community how we can help families that are hurting. And so that's what I love about it, because it's not just a one and done. Like, you're coming into the building and you want to be trained. And so that's what really got my heart, is because I want to go out there and advocate for those families and the needs that we need to do. And so that's what really drew me in, and I'm excited about it. So.
And Kim, is it okay for me to say, I've always thought of CASA too, as just the advocates just giving a voice for the children. Is that a fair statement to make?
Yes.
You're kind of there, and you're the voice for these children that otherwise may not be able to speak about certain things. And y'all's role is so important because you're making such a tremendous impact for these young people, for these children. And I've heard so many stories now, just getting to know you, Kim, and when Janet was there, and Janet went to our church, and so Janet and I talked a lot, and Laura's on board now, and Rosa, the whole crew over there. Y'all do such
got an all-star team.
Yeah, but, and just hearing the stories, and some of them really do, it makes you realize that this world really needs to have a lot of compassion. We get wrapped up, and I don't say this negatively because we're all guilty of this, but we get wrapped up kind of in our own little world, and sometimes unintentionally we put on our blinders, not because we want to ignore something, but we're so laser focused on what we've got to do that sometimes we forget about what's going on outside of those blinders that we intentionally put on. And I think that's why it's so important that we constantly tell the story of CASA and why it exists and why these children need a voice. And your role is so critical because you're raising up these advocates and teaching them, and it's not easy. I'll say that, not to deter anybody, but you really have to have a heart to do this.
Yes.
And you got to have a passion for it. And the
That
people
is a
that
commitment.
do, it's talk about maybe that commitment a little bit more. What are people looking at? Like, let's take it from this angle. Today, you've got some training or just kind of an info session. Is that right, at 12:30 today?
Correct.
So maybe tell us about that and some more information.
So today at 12:30 we have our All About Advocates advocacy. I'm missing a word.
All about advocacy information session.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was more simpler than you thought. Yeah.
Yeah. After writing it down, how many times I've had to this week, I forgot.
And see, this is how you know, by the way, Holly's a rock star, because I'm throwing these questions at her and she's been here 2 weeks. So.
Yeah. I know I told her, I said, at any point, you just pass it my way.
No
But it's an information session just to get you to know exactly what a CASA is. Because for me, I was like, what's CASA? Being that my husband is Hispanic, I was thinking it had to do something with houses at first. So, but it isn't. And so it tells you what those court-approved advocates are and what your role is. And it actually gives you a lot of information of how much time you have to put into this. It's very manageable in a sense, but it's a lot of not just going out and seeing people, but it's just connecting. So you really got to be able to communicate with children as well as adults. And that's one of the big changes right now. Is it used to be more focused on the children, but now it's the whole family. And so we're just going to give you all that information, and we're going to let you know what that means and start giving you a little bit of the tidbits of some of that lingo that you got to start learning, but not too much of it today. But it's just letting them know the commitment level that it takes to be a CASA.
So this today, if anyone's interested in being a CASA 12:30 today, where will this be held at?
Yeah, so from 12:30 to 1:30 today, we'll do it actually over Zoom, so people can tune in from their office over lunch if they want to. And like Holly said, it's just an opportunity for us to share about what does it mean to be a CASA. It doesn't mean you're signing up to be a CASA. It doesn't even mean you're saying, I'm thinking about signing up. We'll check in with whoever attends and see if they would like to become a CASA, but it just lets us share sort of the nuts and bolts of what does this role look like and what are we asking you to commit. And the real short version is we always ask people to be able to give a year to a year and a half to CASA and 10 to 20 hours a month. And so just like from the time commitment perspective, I think that already reflects, we're asking for people that are willing to really commit to these families. We talk a lot about how our kids go through so much when they come into foster care, when they're pulled away from their parents and put into foster care.
Exactly.
They're with a new family. They're sometimes in a new school district with a new teacher and new kids, and now they have an attorney that's visiting them and a caseworker that's visiting them. There's just so much going on in their life that we don't want a CASA to come into their life and leave before that child has resumed some normalcy in their life. And so it's just really important to us that when we put a CASA on a case, that they are there for the long haul for that kid and ready to make sure that child finds permanency, whether going back home with their parents or if we can't achieve that, then getting them home to whatever that looks like for them.
For those of you joining us, maybe just tuning in this morning, Kimberly Weiser, the Executive Director at CASA. Is that the correct? I just want to make sure I got that right. The Executive Director of CASA, and Holly Castaneda. Did I say?
Castaneda.
Castaneda. Man, I almost had it. I knew it. So say it again, because I want to hear this.
Castaneda.
Castaneda. I've heard of Castaneda, but they're not pronouncing it right then. It's Castaneda.
I think that's a mispronunciation.
You're doing better than my mom. My mom said Castanello the first time. So.
Castanello, I like it. So, but Holly now with Advocate and training, and I think this is such a great day, to let people know about the needs and about this meeting coming up. Again, 12:30 to 1:30 on Zoom. So you know what? You can go grab lunch and just hang out on your computer, and you can still eat, but pay attention and learn more about CASA. How can folks get that link, Kimberly?
I was actually just processing through that in my mind. So I'll actually send it to you, Rob. So if anyone comments on your Hello Huntsville stuff or sends a message, then you have access to send it to them directly. They can also message us through Facebook or call us at the office. Our office is 291 CASA. If they reach out to us in any way, then we'll send them the link. We just don't like to put it out there completely publicly without some disclosure of who you are.
Yeah, for sure. Because then you have people hopping on. It's like, during COVID, people were hacking. Did you hear about this? Like during COVID, people were hacking the Zooms. And
that's why I'm so nervous about Zoom links, because I just don't want random strangers popping in.
Like, hey, you don't even know who that is. Yeah, you got to be safe with it. And I think that's great. If you would like to get connected, again, Kimberly will send that link over to me, and I'll send it out to those of you that privately message us. We won't put it out there on the public, but an even better way is just go to their Facebook page. It's facebook.com/CASA of Walker County, and just say, hey, I'm interested in the training today, and I'm sure that they'll pop that link in there and get you taken care of. Yeah. I did want to mention a couple of things that have been going on. One of the coolest things that just happened was the jewelry design contest. And that young lady, Sarah, was just so sweet, and her family. Elliot was there, and had went over how it's going to be designed and all that. Kimberly, maybe just give us a little recap of how that went. It was a really awesome turnout and a great opportunity for CASA and for those involved.
Yeah, so like you mentioned, we are just so grateful for Elliot and, everything that he does through his jewelry shop. He is such a supporter of CASA and all that we do, but he approached us with the idea of saying that he wanted to allow children to design a custom piece of jewelry, and we would select a winner, and he would make that jewelry for that child. And so through our All About Kids Expo and sort of leading up to it, we were collecting entries from local kids for jewelry designs, and we got some really sweet, it was just a lot of fun to see the creativity come through and the stories that were behind them. But yeah, the winner, her design, it was really beautiful. And you can tell that it was really heartfelt, that she just really loves her family and wanted a piece of jewelry that reflected her love for her family and the other way around. And so she was able to be presented with sort of the winner certificate and given an opportunity to chat with Elliot a little bit about what they want their jewelry to look like. But Elliot is so wonderful that he said, he just can't walk away with anyone not being a winner. And so he brought bracelets for all of the kids that put an entry into the jewelry design contest, just as a thank you to them for participating and investing in their community that way. And so we just love Elliot so much, and we love the jewelry design contest. I hope it'll be back again next year as part of the Kids Expo, which I think it will be. But yeah, it was a really just sweet way to connect with the community in a different way.
And he even went one step further. If you were just showed up there, he also had Bluebell ice cream certificates. Yeah. And let me tell you, Bridget needed some stuff from H-E-B, and I used that thing as soon as I left. And we still got Dr. Pepper Float Bluebell ice cream. And they just came out with the A&W float. Can you believe that?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Man, I said my world would just explode. I don't know what to do with that stuff. So, but just a great thing. And then, the Kids Expo, despite the rain, what a great turnout. And a lot of folks said, this was so great. Even though it got cut a little bit short, it was still an incredible opportunity. We enjoyed being out there. We had Michelle, our intern, there, and we just love seeing all the vendors and all the people and all the children learning and families learning about all that Huntsville has to offer, especially for young people.
Yeah, we loved hosting the expo. That was something that, Laura had a vision for, before she even got to CASA, but coming into CASA's door, that was in our first couple weeks. That was a conversation we were having, and that was an awesome way to connect with the community. We got a lot of just really positive feedback of the same kinds of things, that people were just excited to see the community together in one place, talking about loving and serving the kids in our area. And yeah, we're excited to have that back next year too.
One final thing that's coming up is the Christmas in July. All the tables have been sold. Thank the good Lord for that.
Yes.
But so we're not going to say, hey, call CASA and get a table, because those are sold out. But what we can say is you can still buy raffle tickets. Is that correct?
Yes. So like you mentioned, we have Christmas in July coming up that we've been doing, and I think this is our 5th year for Christmas in July. So we opened table sales on April 30th, and tables sold out that day. And so we are really excited that the community is excited about this event, really excited to host it, but we are having a raffle as part of it. People don't have to be at the event to be able to win the raffle prize. This year's raffle will have 2 prizes for it. One is a Royal Caribbean cruise gift card, basically, but you can go book your cruise. You pick the location, you pick the dates. So whatever that may be, and we'll have a gift pack that kind of goes with that to get you set up for cruising.
I'll pick the year-long cruise if they have that one.
And then, the gift card's only going to get you so far, Rob.
Never mind. Thought I was going to figure out a way to finagle the system here, but it didn't work. Okay.
And then the second prize is a stay at Margaritaville.
Oh, cool.
And so we are really excited to offer those prizes this year. And we have raffle tickets available now. We'll have them a little bit more available out in places in the community as we approach bingo. So in June and early July, there will be places around town that people can just snag those while they're out and about doing their business and taking care of stuff. But we are super excited about bingo. We appreciate Wiesner for being our presenting sponsor. Wiesner's been our presenting sponsor for every year of bingo, and so we're grateful to have them back.
Yeah, that's
this year.
wonderful. Has there ever been any confusion with Wiesner and Weiser?
Oh, well, at CASA, no. Personally, yes. I regularly get mail that's addressed to Kimberly Weiser.
Yeah.
Probably actually more often than I get the correct name.
Well, it's great. So many folks in the community getting involved in such a wonderful event. For all the information on these events, you can go to the casaofwalkercounty.org website or just check out their Facebook page as well. They'll keep you updated with everything. And then we have a new featured segment. We're so thankful to be able to promote you guys monthly and appreciate that opportunity, because we want to partner with the good, and you guys are an epitome of the good here in Huntsville. And so we have our new featured section called A Heart for CASA, and you can see articles, and we take those and write them different things that are going on. Like today, these interviews, we'll end up converting that into an article that people can find out more information as well. So make sure to go to our website at hellohuntsvilletx.com as well for great events happening all over town, including our friends at CASA. So great to have you, Holly. Good to have you here in Huntsville, Texas. And I know you've already been here, but it's so great to have you connect with CASA. Anything else that maybe is on your mind that you want to leave us with today?
I can't think of anything, but just stay dry and be safe. So that's what's on my heart today because of all the storms. So
yeah, sure. More big rain came in last night, and I've got some video that I'm going to post up on our Facebook page, but it was just crazy out in our neighborhood yesterday. There's one area where there's always a car that gets stuck, and I'm like, turn around, don't, but every time it comes a big rain, there's always a car there. And so please, and people, there were so many videos, and I'm positive, I'm not talking negative, but there were so many videos on social media of just people driving through heavy water. And when you do that, you don't know what that road is like underneath. Mm-hmm. So not only are you putting yourself in harm, but you're also putting our first responders in harm's way. Mm-hmm. And maybe there's something that they need to tend to. And if you would have just not drove through just wait. Because with these flash floods, what we typically see is they come and they go pretty quick. Mm-hmm. So just sit and wait and keep everybody safe. Yeah. Kim, before we let you go, anything that maybe is on your mind that you want to highlight?
Well, I want to mention just one more thing that we've got going on. So we are starting a new partnership called Food Truck Friday. And so
right up Billy's aisle on Food Truck
Fridays. So McWilliams and Son actually sort of approached us with, Laura's again been talking about this I think since October, wanting to bring Food Truck Fridays, and then McWilliams and Son kind of randomly said the exact same thing. And so we are partnering together with McWilliams and Son to have a once a month food truck that will be at McWilliams and Son is the plan. It may move around just a little bit, but that they'll come on site, and then that CASA will be there with a booth set up, allowing us to be able to just share information about CASA. So if people sort of have an interest in just wanting to ask questions, learn more, they can come grab lunch, chat with us for a little bit. So our first Food Truck Friday is the first Friday in June. It'll be the first Friday of the month for pretty much every month except for not July, because we're not going to be on July 4th weekend.
We know where that restaurant report's going to be then, yeah.
So our first Food Truck Friday will be in partnership with Frank's Taco Stand.
Okay. See, there's the connection. It always works.
And then a portion of the proceeds will come to CASA. And so we are just super excited for this partnership, and we hope people will pop by, whether they want information about CASA or just want lunch or a little bit of both. We would love to see them come out, and we're just grateful for Meg Williams and Son for kind of making the effort to say, hey, can we do this together? And we're really excited to start bringing that to the community.
Well, I already know what the article I'm going to write as soon as y'all leave. I'm going to write. Is that okay? I'm going to put some out about Food Truck Friday.
Yeah.
So we're going to get that out there. So, well, so great to have you, Holly. Again, welcome.
Thank you.
And so blessed to have you at CASA. And Kimberly, as always, we just appreciate y'all so very much.
We appreciate y'all.
We'll have them back on next month sometime. So we'll always feature CASA here. So make sure that you stay tuned in with us and support these great local organizations such as CASA. We'll take a quick break. Before we do, though, giving away a gift card to our friends at Cafe Texan. All you got to do is text in the keyword Hornets as we wrap up this week. That keyword Hornets along with your name on the Zero Degree Creations phone and text line 936-339-0139. Our Faithful Friday is brought to you by Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back in a moment. We'll talk about what is it the day of and many other little things that Billy and I will close you out with. So stay with us. More to come. This is your show. As always, this is Good Morning Huntsville.
Hi, I'm Billy Cauthen, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a faith-based 501c3 nonprofit Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addictions. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. For more information, visit oakridgedisciplehouse.com.
Here we grow again. Tomorrow's Promise is excited to announce our third location to better serve the families of Walker County and surrounding areas. At Tomorrow's Promise, we are more than just childcare. We pride ourselves on partnering with parents and creating a place where every child is respected, loved, and nurtured in the highest quality environment. See what makes us the perfect fit for your child and their needs. Schedule a tour and learn more about Montessori.
Tomorrow's Promise Academy on Veterans Memorial now open. Visit tpms.live for more information. Education you can trust.
Welcome to Magnolia Kennel of Huntsville, where we've been caring for your furry family members for over 4 decades. Nestled at 877 IH 45 South, our kennel is a perfect retreat for your pet. With a climate-controlled facility, spacious exercise yards, we ensure a comfortable and enjoyable stay. At Magnolia Kennel, we offer a range of options including overnight boarding, extended stay boarding, and doggy day out. But that's not all. We also provide additional pampering services like baths and nail care to keep your pets looking and feeling their best. Making a reservation is a breeze at magnoliakennel.com. We take great pride in our dedication to the community, supporting our local fire departments by providing oxygen pet masks. Stay connected and enjoy adorable pet updates by following us on Facebook. Magnolia Kennel of Huntsville is where dogs get to be dogs. Visit us at magnoliakennel.com to book your pet's next stay. We can't wait to meet your 4-legged family members.
All right, Huntsville back at it. Time now 8:23. If you had to be at work at 8 o'clock, well, you probably don't have a job this morning. And soon you'll be able to head over to the Hello Huntsville job listings, and we can help you find a job if you decided to.
You can keep the job you got, just blame it on the rain.
Yeah, don't blame it on us.
Hey, what's that old song? Blame it on the rain. Remember that? Was that before your time?
Probably.
Okay.
No, it probably was around my time. You know, I'm so bad at remembering all that stuff, but we want to welcome you back in as we wrap it up here in just a few moments. Billy Cauthen, Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. You know, this day in history in 1845 that the rubber band was patented? The rubber band. How do you use a rubber band every day?
Dude, they've been holding my life together for as long as I can remember.
Well, I was thinking I use a rubber band every day on my daughter's hair. I'm the hair guy too now. So, and I'll be honest, hate's a strong, but I just hated doing the hair. I did not like it. And now that I've been doing it for 3 or 4 months, I finally got it down.
You start out with the rubber band on your wrist and do all the...
It's these fingers right here. I've got like 4 of them. I got the brush. I'm not doing something right, though, because she comes home and it's been redone and she has new rubber bands. I think one of the teachers at Tomorrow's Promise redoes it.
I think the greatest thing I've seen is where the guy takes a vacuum cleaner and it's got the wand attachment on it, and he puts the rubber band over the wand, gathers the hair and vacuums it up and gets it real tight, and then slides the rubber band off of it, and it holds. I don't do the hair in my house. I've tried, and then the girls are, I want Mom to do it. Okay.
We got a little on this day for you, Billy.
On this day.
Feel free to tag along on these, Billy, because it's going to be a fun ride.
Okay.
Yesterday it was about one of the beheadings, and it said, something, well, she had a good head on her shoulders for most of the marriage, that kind of stuff. This was back in the beheading days of the 1600s.
Gotcha.
We're still in the 1600s today, but on this date in 1620, the very first merry-go-round was seen at a fair in Turkey. The very first merry-go-round. Can you believe this? In 1620, some people loved it. Others weren't the Marian type. Would you have been the Marian type, Billy? Were you a merry-go-round?
That's the one that goes in a circle on the ground, right?
And how would they do that in the 1600s? What would it have been made of?
Wood, I guess. Wood.
All right. Well, here's a few things about this. They quickly learned that slow and medium were good speeds, while high caused a lot of injuries. Okay?
I spun a merry-go-round way too fast one time with my son on it and slung him off, and he's.
This is also where the phrase "what goes around comes around" was coined.
Oh, okay.
Okay. After the first couple of dozen kids flew off, they decided to slow it down. They didn't know. They had to experiment. How fast can we go?
Yeah, kids were built different back then.
Critics complained that it really didn't go anywhere. It's a waste of energy. I'm really glad that they didn't name that thing after the city, because the city's name, I said Turkey because I couldn't pronounce the city's name. If you heard me a while ago, I said it was in Turkey, Billy. It's Philippopolis. Here, try to read that. What is that?
Yeah, I'm good with what you said.
So I'm glad that they didn't name it after the city, right?
That's a bunch of P's and H's and I's and O's.
As fast as it was originally going, they were going to call it the scary go-round, but they finally got the guy to slow it down.
I would assume this was manually spun.
Yeah. It says back then it was still in the early drafting stages. For example, instead of wooden animals to sit on, they were real. So they had real.
Okay. So what you're talking about is a carousel.
Yeah, that's what it should have.
I'm thinking a merry-go-round, like the thing at the park.
Yes, that's what I was thinking of. That's exactly what I was thinking of. But then they mentioned animals in here.
Okay, so those y'all out there in podcast land, hopefully this is making more sense now because we're being enlightened on what we're talking about.
Yeah, sometimes it takes us a while to be enlightened.
Well, we're not the smartest. But, hey, we got in the studio all by ourselves.
It wasn't one flew over the cuckoo's nest. It was 2 flew over it on that one.
2 birds at once.
Tickets were sold for the booth one way and round trip until they realized they were the same thing. So there you go. A couple of other ones here. In 1784.
Oh, hang on. We got to go back to this.
All right.
So they're riding like wooden animals and stuff?
Well, no, it said there was before, so it was real animals. They didn't have the wooden animals.
They had real animals on something that was going around, and they were going fast enough to sling people off.
They must have had elephants on that thing or something, man.
Dude, like who's authorizing this?
The same guy who authorizes the beheadings in that time.
Hey, put that goat up there and see how fast you can go.
And when the goat pellets come flying, you better watch out. It's like BBs
you sure
coming
that
at you.
didn't happen in Huntsville?
It may have, man. 1784, George Washington bought an ice cream maker. So it says in his diary. Hey, if you're going to keep a diary, you're going to buy ice cream makers, all right? In 1845, I mentioned the rubber band was invented. Mm-hmm. Everyone began collecting them and putting them in their kitchen junk drawer. Finally, people with the rubber band guns had something to shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, finally. We wonder if sales had plummeted since no one gets newspapers anymore. I don't know if that one's, there's still some people get these, but that's pretty funny, though.
My newspaper comes in a plastic sack.
Yeah, we don't need them. They come in a plastic sack. Protected.
All weather, man.
A couple of other things here. First, Kentucky Derby was run at Churchill Downs in Louisville on this date in 1875. The winner was Aristides. This person says, my great-great-grandfather's horse, Molasses, has yet to come in. That's pretty good.
As slow as molasses in the wintertime.
Back then, horse racing was a lot tougher, especially when they were oil painting the finishes. A couple of other things here. On this date in 1885, the first large pieces of the Statue of Liberty arrived in New York Harbor. The French, of course, that was a gift to the United States. There was a large note written in French, though, that said, some assembly required.
I bet.
1938, the radio quiz show Information Please made its debut on the NBC Blue Network. I was right before the show. Okay, got it. Thank you. And finally, on this date, 1948, the Soviet Union recognized Israel. It took a while. It had just shaved its beard.
Very true and trusted sources I'm working with here.
Things you need to know real quick. Both Biden and Trump have accepted a CNN's offer for a presidential debate on June the 27th. We don't get political on the show, but I will say that the Biden camp has stated there will be no live audience. And with him up on stage, I don't know if it's going to be much live either. But that is what they said. Part of Netflix's 3-year deal. Did you hear about this? Netflix now getting into these live events. So Netflix 3-year NFL deal. We talked about this yesterday. They announced that they will stream games on Christmas Day 2 this year with the defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs at Pittsburgh, followed by Baltimore at Houston. So basically now when you cut the cord for cable, you're actually paying 30 times more because you have to sign up for all these services now. Mm-hmm. So that is some big news. Here's something, too. In a California city 11 miles outside of Los Angeles, a guy left the door of his garage up. May have been broken. Should have called Billy Cauthen to get that fixed. It was a passing brown bear decided to go into the garage. So think about this. Your garage door's open. I didn't even know there was brown bears in Los Angeles, but apparently there are. This bear had went into his garage, opened the door of the refrigerator, and then walked out with a slice of watermelon.
Yeah, he left the door open.
And then also this one here, it's just gotten too much. You know how these movies, they keep doing all these. It started with Star Wars. They had the one Star Wars, but then they blew it up and it just never ends. Jurassic Park has now done the same. Ghostbusters has recently done the same thing. Well, Jurassic Park, guess what? Another movie is in the works. It's scheduled to come out next year. The rumor has it that Scarlett Johansson will lead the cast. Another Jurassic Park. A couple of last things here, Billy. I know you got to go, and we'll wrap it up here in just a few moments. What was this place? And I didn't know this one, Billy. It was originally called The Sound of Music and changed its name to what in 1983? This particular chain of stores, originally called Sound of Music, changed their name in 1983. Do you want to take a guess at this?
It's got to be like a music store.
Well, you would think, but it wasn't. I'm going to give you the hint. It was not. It did not change. It was not a music store now, although they do have music, but they have tons of other stuff. Maybe that's a hint. Just giving you a couple of seconds here. We don't have the Jeopardy music.
I don't.
Best Buy.
Oh.
Best Buy originally called.
Well, I'd have never got that.
Yep. And then finally today's Did You Know? We're going to do these every day.
Okay, Did You Know?
Did you know? We're going to run through these. According to an online dating survey, men fall in love 4 times faster than women. I could see that.
I got that.
11% of women have never cooked a roast for family dinner.
11%?
Only 11%. I figured it'd maybe be 50-50 in that one. Over half the people who have a sunroof in their vehicle say they almost never use it.
I agree with that.
Do you have a sunroof?
No, I do not.
No sunroof?
I'm anti-sunroof.
Check this out. If today's your birthday, well, you're sharing that with at least 9 million other people across the globe. Pretty interesting fact. The average man uses 2 pillows, but guess how many the average woman uses to sleep on?
3.
4.
Oh.
We get ready for bed every day, and on average it takes women how long? And how long do women take to get ready for bed, and how long do guys take take to get to bed?
Oh, for guys to get to bed?
Just
mere seconds.
It's on average women 12 minutes and guys it takes 7 minutes to get ready for bed. A couple of other ones here. 8 out of 10 married people don't trust their spouse to wake them up in the morning. 8 out of 10.
I can see that because Jacqueline wakes me up, but I could not be responsible for waking her up.
Well, 8 out of 10. Hold on. A couple of other things here. A survey reveals that the average teacher spends how much of their own money on back-to-school supplies each year?
Oh, I bet it's a lot.
Almost $500. $468 of their own money.
Mm-hmm.
That's why when the teacher says, "Can you help me?" Help them. That's $468.
Yeah, but they don't need Kleenex brand Kleenexes.
What is the national animal of Scotland? And it doesn't have to be a real. It could be.
Is it a bear?
No, it's a unicorn. That explains a lot.
You're kidding.
The national animal of Scotland is the unicorn.
Oh, my God, people.
A couple of last ones here. You'll find at least one set of curtains in almost 9 out of 10 homes in America. Curtains. We don't have any. No curtains in our house.
You ain't got no curtains?
No curtains, man. It's kind of.
Well, I don't guess. Hang on, we don't either. We got mini blinds.
We have those wooden blinds that close.
They make that popping sound when they close. Pow.
Yeah, and I hear it because our children, Braylon knows how to do it. A couple of other things here. Doodling while you're stuck in a dull meeting can actually help you retain key facts, according to a study from Britain's University of Plymouth. So the next time you're in a meeting, start doodling. And when your boss says, "Weren't you paying attention?" Yeah, yes, I am.
I'm taking notes. I'm making a mean character of you.
2 more here. 43% of parents say they have their best bonding moments with the kids when back-to-school shopping.
What was the percentage on that?
43%.
No, that's wrong.
What is your best bonding moment with your children, Billy? If you're thinking about things that you do, what are some of the best bonding moments that you have with your children?
This is going to sound crazy, but it's actually when they come to the funeral home to help me. Because, it's, I don't know. I mean, it's a laid back. I'm not worked up, and we're able just to talk, and I can explain to them why I do the things I do, and yeah.
Well, that's great. And I saw whenever they had the opening for the new community room, and they even had name tags.
Yep,
I thought that was awesome, man.
They work just like everyone else up there.
Here's the last one. More than a quarter of women admitted they would make their best friend fat for life if it meant they could be thin. Oh man, that's a little brutal, Billy.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. There's so much. We'll get into more of this as the weeks go on, but we'll always have something to entertain you throughout the day. You know who's kind of the catalyst? Jason Bay. He kind of gave me the inspiration to start digging up a little more things to talk about each day. So there you go.
Okay.
So
the good preacher himself.
The good preacher, yes, sir. Well, we've had a lot of fun here. Want to remind you, no restaurant report today as far as going out to eat. But, Billy, can you give us a quick restaurant report for last week? We went to Carbonero's. What was the report?
Yes, we did. We went to Carbonero's. I rather enjoyed myself. I had to leave. I had a family that came to the office unannounced, which is fine. So I had to, 3/4 of the way through, I had to kind of jump up and leave. But I had just finished my meal. I had the chicken. Man, that stuff was good. Greg ordered a steak. He ordered the ribeye. And
he gave you half of it.
He gave me half of it. And I'm the dude that goes around beating his chest. I made the best steak in my house. I made the best steak.
Me steak good.
Yeah. Paying some $85 for a slab of meat.
Hey, can you do it again and just look at the camera and say, "Me steak good"?
No, because you're going to record it.
No, please.
It's going to be on the intro video. Anywho, that steak was out of sight. That thing was so good. The only thing I know we're not talking negative.
Well, it's okay. You had so many. You had so many positives. You're allowed to throw in something.
I don't think that anyone at our table, but my kids, we go there. We eat there maybe once, twice a month or whatever. If you order a Dr. Pepper, Coke, whatever, they don't have a fountain. They bring you a cup with ice, and then they bring you a bottle.
Do you get charged for refills?
I think you get, because your refill is them bringing you another bottle. So I believe that you get charged. And that's my only hang up about Mario's place. It's clean.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care how busy that man is. He's going to come by. He's going to shake your hand. He's going to check on you, make sure everything's okay. I mean, he's Johnny on the spot with that. So, yeah, Carboneros, I'm on a scale of 1 to 5, I'm going to give them a probably 4.7.
And the 0.3 is because of the sodas.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that.
That,
yeah, and we waited a little bit to get our food, but it's kind of a weird deal because Rob and Kyle, I guess, got there before us, and then Greg dropped in.
And you were with the family.
Yes.
And remember, I said you should have invited the family to come eat with us, and then they showed up.
Oh, yeah, that was the funniest thing. He said, well, you should have just invited them to come with us. And I no more than sat down real good. We laugh about that. And about 3.5 minutes later, I look over, and the family that I was meeting with at the funeral home is sitting 2 tables over from us.
Wow.
So, yeah, apparently I should have invited them.
But it worked out.
Yeah, it did.
Billy, I know you got to get going real quick. Let's head over to our 0 Degree. Do we got time?
We got time for that, yeah.
Here we go. We got our winner today, 0 Degree Creations phone and text line for our winner today. Gift card to Cafe Texan.
Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Do you know who this is?
Yes. The freeze dry. 0 degree freeze.
That works for us. That works for us. Congratulations, you've won.
Yeah, we'll take that.
Yeah. Who do we have on the line today?
Jessica Lacey.
Oh, look at that. See, we don't on our side. It just shows the phone number. So.
Yeah, there you go. Unless you've called before and we've saved it, but now you're going to be officially.
Normally we put it on a do not call list.
Yeah, you're officially in our spam list, and we sell those for about $30 a week, Jessica. So,
we're doing really good.
Yeah, that's how we pay for our food each week. So you don't mind if we sell that, do you?
Yeah, I really do.
I'm just kidding. We don't do that. I promise we don't sell it.
We're not smart enough to do that.
Yeah, we're Huntsville. We don't know how to do that. So, well, Jessica, congratulations. Thanks for texting. Your first time to text in, I believe, correct?
It is.
Awesome. Well, how did you find out about us?
I just logged in on Facebook and finally got it at a time where I could listen to all of Hello Huntsville.
Well, perfect. Well, we have a $25 gift card to Cafe Texan coming your way. How does that sound?
I love that.
Awesome. Well, we'll send you information on where to pick that up, and we're so appreciative of you joining us, Jessica. And Billy's got a final question for you.
Do you feel that we just ramble in circles?
No, I really think that y'all do a great job.
Okay, that's good. I like that.
All right, Billy's got the official question for you now.
Jessica, what are you thankful for?
I am thankful to work in this community that support each other and kind of lifts each other up in times like this where there's been a lot of flooding and just a lot of, disaster everywhere. And it's nice to see a community that can come together for each other. So.
Amen. Well, we agree to that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Well, Jessica, thanks so much. Have a blessed day. And, again, thanks for texting to win on that 0 Degree Creations phone and text line.
Thank you.
All right. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I'm thinking of Jessica. I'm wondering if that's the Jessica that works with the city over there with Tracy. I think it is. Yeah, I'm hoping I get that right. I think that's exactly who it is. So there you go.
I think all city employees should be required to watch the show.
Well, yeah, it should be. Mayor watches it.
Yeah.
Mayor, can we get a proclamation? Or what do you call it now?
God, I'm going to miss Andy Broniker doing those. A proclamation.
That was the best. So, boy, I'll tell you, if you think of a mayor's mayor, that would be Andy Broniker. If a mayor had to have a mayor, it would be Mayor Andy.
We should have him come on the show.
I love him. I love that man more than you can imagine. And we had him on the show one time.
Yeah.
So, well, that'll wrap it up. Look, Jessica said that is. She goes, yes, it is. So, Jessica, I knew when I saw that. It's because normally I see Jessica Bruno Lacey. And I said, Jessica Lacey, who is that? And then I knew. I was like, that's the young lady that does such a great job out there at the visitor center in the Sam Houston statue.
Yeah, and when we do the randomizer, we hit the button, and then it pops in the phone number. So we always have to ask, who are we calling?
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Jessica, I'll bring that gift card to you. I'll hand deliver it over there to you.
Man.
So you get the VIP service. So
top notch.
Billy, I know you got a busy day lined
I
up.
do.
Thank you for all that you do. Friends, again, I know that we were talking earlier about this, but look, if you're going through a tough time, or maybe you know of somebody who is, please keep Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home at the top of your mind. When it comes that time, go by and see him. Pre-planning, Billy's going to take care of all of it for you. Get it done before it happens, and that way you're not having to go through a loophole and 100 questions and adding more stress to what's already going to be a very stressful situation. They're going to help you, and they're going to take care of you. That's what our friends at Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home do. Want to remind you, too, a lot of events coming up this weekend. Make sure to sign up for our newsletter at HelloHuntsvilleTX.com, and we'll keep celebrating the good, Billy.
Every day.
All right, well, that'll wrap it up here on a Faithful Friday. We appreciate all of you so much. Sorry we didn't get a chance to interact with our audience this morning. I did want to say one quick shout-out to Darla Jean Harlow. She is all the way up in Fargo, North Dakota, and she said, I haven't watched the show for a while. She said, I love how it's progressed. I suggested to Hutch Johnson. Hutch, that's a weather guy up there. Boy, that sounds like a Huntsville-type guy, though. Hutch Johnson. She said, I suggested that he may want to add something like this to his live weather show as he is looking to expand it. She says, I'm glad after tuning in today that I made that suggestion. Glad I dropped in today. Hello to all. So we appreciate that, Darla Jean. And she drives all the way down here to Texas every year to Frisco to watch the national championship.
Dang.
So she's a great lady. And she knows about the hitching post here in Huntsville. She said she used to drive big trucks, and she goes, yeah, we used to stop at the hitching post. And I'm like, man, Huntsville's on the map. So there you go.
Who would have thunk?
Who would have thunk? So, well, hey, we love you, Huntsville. That'll wrap it up. Join us back on Monday, 7:30, as we continue to promote the good in this community. And as I end every broadcast, reminding you this morning that we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We really do need each other. Please provide a word of encouragement, lend a hand of support. Somebody out there needs you. Until next week, have a wonderful and blessed weekend. Get into church this weekend. God bless you all, and we'll see you later. See you, Billy.
See you.